Hello, everybody, and welcome to another day of 21 days of self-care. We are nearing the end. I am getting exhausted, but this has been so fun so far, and I'm excited. I almost have a second wind. I feel it coming. It has to come soon
Nice.
for that finishers, the finishers grace. So I'm super excited today to be here with my friend Lina. Lina, so good to have you.
Thank you so much for having me. This is exciting.
It's a pleasure. Absolutely. So, Lina, tell everybody about yourself.
I'm a wife. Actually, this Sunday we celebrated 7 years, so it's pretty exciting. I know. So fun.
Congratulations.
Thank
You
you.
guys have been married longer than we have. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Congratulations.
So yes, I'm a wife. I'm a fitness professional and recently became an author, which is
Woo!
exciting. So yeah, that's a little bit about myself.
That's really exciting. Well, congratulations on all those things. It all looks
Thank you.
good on you. I love seeing all the things that you put out there.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about your journey with group fitness. I know you're really passionate about that. So
Yeah.
why are you passionate about group fitness specifically?
I've always loved to dance from I was young. I used to dance in school. I was a part of like our school dance team, or like not. It wasn't the school dance team, but it was a group on the side, like a club kind of thing.
Like a dance club?
And dance club, yes,
I did that
exactly.
too.
Yeah, we did too. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
And then my mom actually, when we were young, she used to clean a dance studio. And we
Oh,
used to go with her sometimes, and me and my sisters, we'd just be in the dance studio, just like pretending we're like the best dancers ever. And actually, eventually, we started doing dance lessons there. I guess because of my mom cleaning the studio, we got the opportunity to kind of get free lessons. So I used to do hip hop lessons at the dance studio.
wow. That's
That was a
wonderful.
really cool experience. I think I was grade 6, 7. And then after that, I just started dancing at church. And so it's just something I did. And I've always been a part of like school sports, group sports. So I guess that the dancing that I did before and being a part of group sports, that combining the two, I guess kind of why I love it. It's so fun just to be with people and moving your body, socializing, and it's fun.
That's wonderful. So it's the
Yeah.
people, it's the socializing, it's movement,
Yeah.
fun.
Yes.
Found it interesting that you said you danced at church. That's not usually what one pictures at church. What kind of church were you dancing in?
I know, right? It's a Pentecostal church.
That's
So,
Pentecostal. Okay, one of those. Are there flags? Were there flags involved in this dancing?
yes, our dance team, we did do dances that involved flagging.
Okay.
And we did a variety. It was like contemporary style, but we were young when we did it. So we try to add in, like trendy movements sometimes, implement
Yeah,
it, slide them in, like,
yeah.
but we had fun. And actually, everyone loved it. They would always ask us to dance at like banquets or like events and stuff like that.
Really cool. You know what's funny? I didn't remember this, but I actually just a memory flashed in my head when
Yeah.
I danced at a church. I did not even
Oh,
know that
nice.
memory. When I was way little, I didn't even understand what was going on. But
Wow.
yeah, it was some choreography, like
Okay,
dancing
okay.
specifically to
Nice.
the lyrics. So fun.
Okay.
I know you wrote a book recently, so congratulations on becoming an author. I
Thank
definitely
you.
hope to write a book one day, at least release a book. I've written many books
Yes.
in my secret place, but
Okay.
release them is a different
Yes.
story. And
You can
one
do
day that
it.
will happen, but you've done it. So tell us about that journey. What is your book
Mhm.
about? What inspired you to like do all the work it takes to actually put a book out there?
First, I was actually intending to be an ebook, and I started
Oh,
actually in
okay.
2023. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do an ebook because I was like, the thought of a book sounded really like daunting. So I'm like, let me just start slow and do an ebook. But I decided, I don't know when along the journey, I'm like, why not just make it a book? Like how we can implement our faith and fitness journeys together and the importance of it. And that's
Interesting.
what my book is about. And I maybe a lot of people compartmentalize the two and don't kind of see them as something that is can be integrated. And so I wanted to share about my experiences and just some biblical insights on how the two connect, and bringing your faith a part of your health. Yeah.
That's wonderful. I love the word integrated. My husband and I are really big on integrating and,
Yes.
just like bringing things together. And because we
Yeah.
really believe that things are ideal. Of course, it's harder.
Yes,
For example, we
for
work
sure.
together, so talk about integrated.
True.
So of
True.
course, it has its own unique challenges when you integrate things, but we really
Yes.
believe that you get to experience kind of like just like a unique blend, right? Like
Yes.
exactly what you're talking about.
Yes.
So that's wonderful. It sounds like your faith is a big part of your fitness journey. So it
Hmm.
makes sense that you would, want to talk about how it should be integrated in your
Yes.
understanding.
For sure.
So tell
Yeah.
me more about that. Like what does it mean to you to combine spiritual health with physical wellness?
It starts at the beginning at Genesis. The person who created our bodies, I believe that we should acknowledge him, when we're handling this body. It's like he created our bodies to function the way it does, to move the way it does, the way our organs, respond to different things, the way food interacts with, the way when we eat food and the way it interacts with our body. God designed it that way. It is many times for people hard to take care of their bodies. It's a struggle. And
Mm-hmm.
so for me, going to the one who created us to ask, give me the strength, give me the power, give me the insight, the wisdom to do it, gives you this another level of like strength and purpose on your fitness journey. There's a lot more, but that's just, I guess, the base level. Like he created us. So I feel that we should acknowledge him and steward the body that he's given to us.
That's very interesting how you would
Mhm.
connect it in that way and say, we all have challenges, and we've been talking about that for the 21 days
Yeah,
of self, and some of the challenges of staying in shape, staying healthy, making the right choices. And so
yeah,
you're kind of like, well, go back to the source, and
yes,
then you get.
exactly.
That's really cool. So what would you say to people who maybe don't have that kind of faith background? Because
Yeah.
the book of Genesis is from like the Christian faith background. Is
Mhm.
there another way that they can tap into some level of spirituality in terms of care of the body?
Nowadays, meditation is a big thing. Also, gratitude. When you're thankful, even for your body, it gives you a different perspective. It's something that we sometimes take for granted, this body that we have, right? That we can move it. Some people don't have that privilege. Some people are in the hospital. Things. So when we acknowledge, like I'm thankful that I'm here, I have breath in my lungs, I think that helps you to connect to a different level of understanding, perspective, if
Right.
that kind of shifts your perspective and allow you to care for your body because of that. If you thought
That's
about
wonderful. It sounds
yeah.
almost like stewardship. It's like,
Yeah.
you're grateful for what
Yeah.
you have,
Yeah.
and therefore that motivates you to
Yes.
take care of it. So that awareness that
Exactly.
don't have to have a body that moves. There are many people who have
Yeah.
bodies that don't move, and even
Exactly.
people whose bodies are, like experiencing certain discomforts and symptoms.
Yes.
They
Hmm.
can still be grateful that they're not experiencing other. You know what I mean? So there's
Exactly.
always
Yeah.
something to be grateful
Yes.
for, and it sounds
Exactly.
like pushing through that, then you can kind of see it as, okay, let me take care of what I have because it's so precious. And then I love that extra piece too of, for those who do believe in a creator, like why not go to the source and say, give
Yeah.
me strength, like you gave this to me, I love it,
Yeah.
I'm grateful for it, now
Yes.
help me to take care of it so that
Yes.
I can honor you, right? Like it's like a,
Exactly.
I love that. My next question for you has to do with movement, because you're all
Okay.
about movement. So, how do you see movement as a way to build discipline, confidence, and even healing?
There's so many different ways you can even look for mental health, for your
Mm,
physical well-being. You can go into scientific aspect of it. There's so much that movement does for your body. It's such a powerful thing. And I know there's an organization called Exercise is Medicine, and it's
okay.
so true. It really is medicine for your body. When you're in good health, I believe that brings confidence. So I've always been really active, but when me and my husband got married, I guess, married life, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna not exercise anymore. I kind of got
Like we're
tired. I would,
now,
yeah, we're married. It's a whole another life. So for a while, I was so inconsistent, and it was about 3 years, and I gained some weight, and I just remember my energy levels were just gone. Like I just remember feeling just so sick all the time.
Oh
And I was
no.
like, I don't like the way I feel. I don't like the way this feels. And I'm like, I need to do something about it. God, and asking him for his help and motivation from, I started back slowly exercising and moving. And it's been probably like 4 years now. And I could say it's built my confidence 100%. I remember just like feeling like just I couldn't do anything. Like even going up the stairs was so hard. And I'm like, This is so sad. Now I feel like training consistently, being able to pick up weights that I never were able to before, it really does something to your confidence. It's a long-winded answer, but I hope it answers in some way.
Absolutely. Yeah, it does. It's actually motivating. I felt like as you were speaking, it's like, I just want to move. I'm on a yoga mat today because I'm like, I need to move into a different position. I cannot sit all day. I need to get moving, So,
Yeah.
but you're right. It does boost energy and confidence and all that good stuff. I feel like I'm experiencing that right now.
Yeah.
When people start moving, they might be surprised what effects they experience because it's so multifaceted. Have you ever had a client that you were working with that had some kind of breakthrough or realization or something that they shared with you that you were not necessarily expecting?
She came to me wanting one-to-one coaching, program design, which I'm slowly kind of implementing. She's dealt with a lot of injuries, chronic fatigue she was dealing with too, along with some other things. But despite those things, she just had this desire and drive in her to want to make a difference, to want to change, even if it was a small change. That's really the first step. Like you acknowledging, like, I got to do something to make changes happen. I'm still on the journey with her, so we haven't got to the end.
Yes.
But even the small things that are happening with her, just her getting back on this journey of feeling confident in her body and herself is beautiful. And I've just been trying to encourage her that sometimes there's setbacks, on the journey, but she's been making small steps that she wasn't before. And it's like, that is beautiful. And you need to have grace with yourself on your journey, because it's those small steps that compound to make big changes. It's great because if you put in the work, you're going to see results. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, actually. And speaking of small things, what are some small ways that people can incorporate more meditation or more prayer, more mindfulness, more gratitude into movement?
For myself, I like when I'm working out, I actually play sermons in the background while I'm working out, or I'll have the audio Bible playing. I will play just like worship music. I just have some upbeat worship music playing. Or if I'm doing a stretch session, I'll have it's called like soaking music, or just like some instrumentals to kind of like calm myself down and kind of just relax. So those are a few things you can do even while you're moving, or you're exercising. I think sometimes I don't know, for myself, sometimes I'm in this headspace where I'm like, I do not want to work out today. I am tired. But I find that if I say like a prayer or just say some like truths, like I'm going to do this and I'm going to feel better after. I'm going to be thankful that I did this, just kind of like prep yourself up, like boost yourself, encourage yourself. And I find that is very helpful going through it. And then at the end, I do acknowledge, what I said before. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Like, you did it. Like, look how you feel. Like, I guess like talking to yourself.
Give yourself a little pep talk.
Like, yeah.
Wow, you did it. That's really lovely. I love that. Okay, so this one is kind of connected to it.
Okay.
So what is one mindset shift that you live by when it comes to honoring your body? A different way you see things that maybe you've noticed that others don't necessarily see things that way, that just changes everything.
That's a really good question. It's actually one of the aspects in my book, like overcoming barriers. When I was younger, I struggled a lot with comparing myself to other people. That was a barrier for me, and it was crippling, actually. Overcome that, I had to remind myself who I was in God, and who God created me to be, and that I'm unique, fearfully and wonderfully made, and that I may not be the same as somebody else, but that's okay. And overcoming comparison was a really big thing to me. So understanding that movement and taking care of your health is not just about the physical appearance. That's all great, and it happens when you exercise, but you do it because you want to take care of your body for your health, for your family, so that you can walk in your purpose and callings that you have for your life. So for me, reminding myself that I'm not somebody else, but I'm still unique and I have a purpose.
I love that a lot. Basically trying to be the best version of yourself that you can be, and not looking at others, because if you're busy looking at others, then you're not actually doing the things you need to do.
Nope.
It's very difficult to like move in a certain specific direction if you're looking to the left, looking to the right, looking behind you. You know what I mean?
Yes, definitely.
Then it makes it very slow in a race.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
When you're in a race, you just kind of focus on the goal and you keep going. I love that I asked you that question. I really love that answer. I think we all struggle with that. think even in society, especially women, I
Yes.
feel like women are especially programmed to kind of
Yeah.
compare ourselves.
Exactly.
Like you go to a party and you're like, am I the only one wearing this dress?
It's true
You're
though. Unfortunately, but that's how we are.
wearing this dress better
Yeah.
than I'm wearing this dress
Yeah.
right nightmare.
Yeah.
So I think like, yeah, definitely the temptation to compare
Yes.
is
Yeah.
very much there. And I've
Mhm.
also found in my life that I don't have time to compare if I'm focused. If I'm
Yes.
doing what I'm supposed to be doing, then
True.
I just don't have time. And then guess
True.
what? When I see people doing stuff, I'm more likely to celebrate them because I'm
True.
excited for them. I'm like, ooh, Lina wrote a book. Maybe I'll write a book one
Yeah.
day, being like, oh, it's like,
Yeah.
that's amazing,
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's great. I love that
Definitely.
answer. Okay, so I have just a few more questions for you.
Okay.
One of them is the fact that a lot of younger and older generations don't always get to mix with each other. So I want you to share, like, why do you think that is, and what do you think we can do about that to motivate that intergenerational connection?
There's many differences between, I guess, generations. I'd say, like, even now with social media, all the young people are on TikTok. They're, all about trends and doing all the, maybe the older generation is not really tapped into like stuff like that, TikTok, and they don't know what's going on with the trends. So maybe there's that disconnect. But I believe that we can relate. And one thing that comes to my head is church. Like church is a place where there's people of all different ages there, young,
Right,
old, small. And it's a great place for, us to come together because we have that one faith that kind of unites us. But
right.
outside of church too, you can even say fitness, like group fitness classes, like you have people
Goodness.
come on. you know I think exercise is a big, what? It's really funny you're asking this because I saw a video earlier today of this young lady who went a Chinese like exercise class.
Yeah, I was
Pardon?
gonna say Tai Chi because a lot of old Chinese people, you see them,
Yes. Yeah,
and
doing
he went to
that.
Tai Chi for the first time.
Yes. So I think it was her mother's class, and she's like, I'm gonna skip Pilates and like try the class. And she had like such a wonderful experience, and she was just realizing why so many of like the elder Chinese go to these things because they could socialize with each other and also
Yes.
get fit. So I thought that was cool that she interacted. It was nice to see her interacting with the elderly ladies, and they were so happy to see her. They're important because I believe we can learn from each other. I think we need to have some more integration in more ways, and I believe there are like like exercise or faith or different ways that we can connect.
It sounds like faith, fitness. We're going back to we're going back to faith and fitness. I
Yeah.
love that. I really love that. Well, Lina, this was absolutely wonderful. I feel like that's a great place to end it. Tell everyone where we can find your book, where we can find you.
Thank you so much for having me. This was really fun. I was kind
My
of nervous
pleasure.
at first. I can't even lie. You made me feel very comfortable.
It's the fact that I'm not even sitting on a chair, right?
Yeah, it has to be that. But yes, so my social media page is trueimage.fit. So you can find me on there on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok, or you can email me at trueimage.fit@gmail.com. And you can find my book on Amazon. So you can just type in Him We Move.
In
Lina
him
Smith.
we move.
In Him We Move. Yes.
Excellent. Well, thank you once again, Lina. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
You too. Thank you so much.
Again soon. My pleasure.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.